Hi guys, welcome back to RP32. Today we'll be looking at the third ODI between England and India. It was the last game of England's tour of India and of the ODI series. It was definitely a thriller. India won the match by 7 runs, and in turn they won the ODI series. So here's the lowdown. England won the toss yet again for the 6th time in a row, and as usual they bowled first. India's best batsmen were Rishabh Pant, who got 78, Shikhar Dhawan, who got 67, and Hardik Pandya, who got 64. The best bowlers were Mark Wood, who got 3 for 34 in his 7 overs, and Reece Topley, who got 1 for 66 in 9.2 overs. India were all out, but they got a competitive and defendable total of 329. England then came in, and their best batsmen were Sam Curran, who got 95 not out and literally clutched the innings for England, Dawid Malan, who was the only one, except for Sam Curran, to get even 50. He got 50 runs, exactly 50 runs. Liam Livingstone got 36, and he was the 3rd highest scorer. The best bowlers for India were Bhuvneshwar Kumar, who got 3 for 42 in 10 overs, and Shardul Thakur, who got 4 for 67 in 10 overs. England fell short of an amazing win after Curran, as I said, he clutched it. They missed out on a win, and Curran missed out on a well-deserved century. They finished at 322 for 9 in 50 overs. England were in pole position coming into the match. They comfortably won the last match after chasing down a total higher than the one India made in this match. It looked as if that once India finished batting, England would be able to chase it down quickly, and England probably thought they would be able to as well, but they didn't. India had lost the last match after securing a fairly high total, and the bowlers definitely did need to perform better. The batsmen did well, but the bowlers did give away lots of runs, so they would have been looking to improve on that coming into the match, as well as taking wickets, which they anyways do, especially Shardul Thakur. They were also both vying over the trophy, as they were tied 1-1 in the series. India opened with Dhawan and Rohit as usual. Rohit went fairly cheaply with 37 off 37, whereas Dhawan played a decent innings. He got 67 off 56 with excellent drives. After the first wicket of Rohit, there was a collapse in the lineup. Kohli went for 7, and it wasn't looking good after Dhawan got out. However, Pant came in and he secured the innings. He got 78 off of 62. Hardik Pandya batted very well with him, and they provided a lot of entertainment with weird shots and just amazing boundaries. Hardik got 64 off of 44. Thakur then got 30 off of 21, after Krunal got 25 off of 34. England bowled fairly decently, but they did give away too many runs. Reece Topley was quite good, with 9.2 overs bowled and 1 wicket taken. He did give away 66 runs though. Mark Wood, however, was their best. He only bowled 7 overs, but he did very well. He took 3 wickets and only gave away 34 runs, which means he was a wicket taker and very economical. They made a competitive total, as I said, of 329, but we've seen England chase down higher totals. Not only that, but we did see England chase down a higher total in this series itself. But then we also saw England get bowled all out for 251 in the first ODI. There would have been some uncertainty over who was going to come out on top. I myself thought India probably had a good chance, and at the beginning of the innings itself, I did say that Bhuvneshwar would make the difference. If he didn't take wickets or if he wasn't economical, then India would lose. But if he did take wickets, then they would win, and that is what happened. Bhuvneshwar took wickets and bowled very well, and he turned out to be the difference between the sides. England also opened with their usual openers, Bairstow and Roy. Roy got out in the first over itself, but he got 14 runs off of 6 balls. Bairstow was out after getting 1 run off 6 deliveries. Ben Stokes was good, while he was in at least, but then he left quickly after getting 35 off 39. Malan batted fairly well, and he got 50 of 50. He paced his innings well, and he wasn't going after everything. If he had gone after everything, then I think there would have been a high chance of him getting out cheaply or earlier than he did. But he did also try and hit the correct balls, and even if the ball was very good, he would still be trying to get at least a run off of it and at least rotate the strike. Curran clutched the innings, he literally completely clutched the innings for England. He got 95 off of 83. He stayed not out, and there was some drama. There were, I think, 1 or 2 dropped catches off of him, and it was very dramatic at the end. There were so many dropped catches for India, and they were definitely sloppy in the field. But that's not to take away from the fact that Sam Curran definitely played one of the best innings of the series. And I think it has to be classed as one of the top innings, at least, of the entire tour. He got his maiden half century in an ODI, and he equalled actually the best ever ODI figures for a number 8 batsman, which was set by Chris Wokes, who got 95 not out. So did Sam Curran. It was just sad to see him miss out on his century. And if he had scored a 6, if he had just scored 1 extra 6, then not only would have England won the match, but he would have gotten his century. India bowled well, but most of the bowlers did give away quite a few runs, except for a select few who bowled very well. Bhuvneshwar was the best bowler in my opinion, as he took 3 wickets and he was very economical. His economy was 4.2. Hardik was also very good. He bowled the penultimate over and he secured the win for India in my opinion, because he stopped the 2 batsmen, Wood and Curran, from getting many runs at all. It was just up to Natarajan to see out the innings. And yes, it did take a lot of nerves from Natarajan, but I think that Hardik definitely made his job a lot easier. Shardul Thakur bowled 10 overs and he took the most wickets, 4. But he did give away a few runs, 67, which is more than Bhuvneshwar, but he did do very well. Today, Jos Buttler, the fill-in captain for England during Owen Morgan's absences, has said, "We didn't bowl as well at the top, but we dragged it back fantastically at the end. We pegged Hardik and Punt back to that total." Well, yes, they did stop Hardik and Punt from scoring, but they definitely did let India get, I think, too many runs. But in this match and in the last match, he's been praising the bowlers, but the bowlers, I think, have been giving too many runs. So I find that a bit weird. But I guess it's not too bad, because last time they won, this time they got very close, 7 runs within the required. But I guess that's a game. Sanjay Mandrikar, an ex-India player, says on Twitter, "Where winning the toss was a significant advantage, that India lost 3 tosses and won 2 games was an exceptional effort." So he's basically saying that despite the toss being an extremely important factor, and India still lost most of the tosses, they still managed to come back and win all 3 series. So yes, I agree with him that the toss was definitely very important, but I think one thing that's happened in this tour is that the toss's importance has been very overplayed. Because yes, while it is very important, it doesn't matter that if a team wins the toss, as soon as a team wins the toss and chooses whether to battlefield first, I don't think that is what decides the game then and there. I think it's that combined with what the players do. But what I think has been exaggerated during the series is that many people have been acting as if the toss is what decides the entire match, nothing else. So while it is important, I think it has been a bit overplayed. But linking on to the toss, Ravi Ashwin on Twitter, he says, "Change the coin please." And it's basically just him saying that how is it possible that England have won so many tosses in a row? And it is very weird. But I mean, it's just a joke, so don't get all oh, it's not rigged, stuff like that. It's just a joke, but still, it is weird. And apparently the chances are super low. It should say somewhere there how low the chances are of a team losing so many tosses in a row. But again, it's just luck, I guess. So India came back and won this series. They've got a clean sweep of all 3 series. They won the Test series, the ODI series, and the T20 series. So it just shows how, even though in most of the series they lost at least in the T20s and the Tests, they lost the first match, and they did lose by quite a bit. Whereas I think in the ODI they did get off on a strong start, but the thing is they've come back from losses and they've still managed to win. So I think that's really good to see from them, and it just shows how they're that good that even if they lose the first match, they've still got the motivation to come back and win. and they've had so much motivation that they've just gone and won all 3 series. So that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our latest content. Also click the bell icon to stay up to date with us. So, I'll see you guys next time. Nyo!